hear them, and you don't have, it doesn't have to be your trial and your error. It has to be like, okay, I know if I make the decision, it's going to take me this way. But if I hear today and I tweak and I try and change some things of my life, then it might change, my ending or my journey on the other hand. And very interesting on what he says and mentioned. He followed his dad. He went with his dad on this, Mission Sunday location preaching down in the Ra region area. And for him to be sitting there, grew up in the city, upbringing in the city, have everything that he ever wanted, but to listen, to hear, that powerful, impartation of the youth that is around there in the village. They hardly have anything on them, but yet there's so much contentment and confidence in their life. So hearing Senior Pastor Desmond sharing his story with us today, you take what you can learn out of it. You may have the same upbringing as he had, like what he said. He grew up with his maternal grandparents and all of chiefly status, which means, there is a definition of how you live your life. There's always, a certain standard that you must, and certain things that you do, protocols that must be followed, that you don't ask or bring upon your life, but because you were raised in that manner, that automatically comes for you. But for him to make a decision, and still very young, have 4 beautiful children, and enjoy those experiences, those moments. What he said on the very first child was a totally different experience. Now with 4 children, and growing with them, loving God with it, and loving his wife, it gives that happy moment, or the happy ending, or the journey is more meaningful and more enjoyable for him and his family.
Yeah, something that he mentioned today, it reminds me of Talgastiko's testimony.
Yes.
On how powerful the items, the testimonies of young people.
Yes.
So I want to challenge you, young people, that you can make a difference in your society. Whatever denomination, whatever church that you belong to. We heard a testimony, brought up in the city, having a job, and yet the testimonies and the items, the passion for God of young people change people's life. So you can be useful. You can be useful wherever you are, as long as you have the passion, the zeal, and believing in God. So whatever you do, whether dancing or singing, visitation, or just doing a work in your own church, in your own village, can impact people's life. So wonderful to hear.
Yes.
Because through that, it makes somebody to run up to the altar.
Well, these are the realities of life. On what he said, some of you may be struggling now with your smoking, or some of you may be right into drugs, and cover, and like life, cigarettes and everything, temptation, friends, social life. And these are the things, if you're not careful, can steal your future, the good future that God has for you. Like what he said, he mentioned Jeremiah 29:11, that he, the creator, knows what's best for you and map out the best for you. But it's these kind of things around you that may cancel the greatness of what God has in store for you. He had managed to survive through his journey, with all those things that he went through, made a decision that has made him to be the person he is today. So that is for you listening in today. You may be still struggling with your drinking with your friends. Maybe you've reached 18 and your parents have given you, okay, now you can drink and you can, you're free to do whatever you want to do. And then when that freedom is given, some of us, we really abuse it, and we don't step back and say, okay, do I really need to do that? But you go and just enjoy life the way it is. And if you're not careful with the wrong friends, the wrong fellowship, whatever greatness that you have looked out for you to achieve, that can be easily taken away. It's what he said. Even in his workplace, he wasn't performing. Problems were arising, having arguments at home and having differences at home. Family was not as what it was supposed to be. And even in the workplace was not as exciting. Well, those are the little things that came to realization for him to make that change. What about you listening today? Maybe this is the moment for you by hearing Desmond today. You might say, okay, I'm halfway there. Or I know what he's talking about. I am actually going through that. Or I've been there. I know exactly what he's talking about. So whichever angle, whatever level that you are in, make the decision today, because it's not for you. The greater things that God has for you.